Things turn ugly when comedian Wanda Sykes got political on stage at the TD Garden.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times comedians lost it on stage.
I lost my temper on stage.
For this list, we'll be looking at times when comedians couldn't keep their cool on stage, from unhinged outbursts to losing focus. Have you ever seen a comedian's set go south? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Tony Hinchcliffe. Comedians have a tendency to poke fun at one another, but there's a difference between playful ribbing and what Tony Hinchcliffe did. Performing in Austin in 2021, the comedian was given a friendly introduction by fellow stand-up Pang Dang.
Give it up for the one and only Tony Hinchcliffe.
However, Hinchcliffe didn't show his colleague any appreciation in return. Instead, he immediately began throwing racist insults at Dang as well as at his audience.
Well, I just feel like I need to speak out. If I don't do that, he's going to do it to another Asian person.
This tirade reportedly led to his being dropped by his agent. You might think Hinchcliffe would have apologized for his nasty remarks, but so far, none has been made.
If you show that side of you to the public,
right,
there's consequences.
Number 9. Jerry Seinfeld. It's every aspiring comedian's worst nightmare. You step out on stage and you freeze, completely forgetting your set. And it happened to one of the greatest of all time. In Judd Apatow's book, Sick in the Head, Jerry Seinfeld discusses his first attempt at stand-up.
Would you welcome Jerry Seinfeld? Jerry?
Seinfeld reportedly had practiced his set multiple times over. But when it came time to deliver it, he was at a loss for words. Though this might have been a humbling first experience, Seinfeld thankfully kept at it. And we like to think his presence has had a positive effect on the comedy world.
You're a comedian. You make people laugh.
I try.
You think this is all a big joke, don't you?
Number 8. Wanda Sykes. Political differences can lead to some tense interactions, which is what happened when Wanda Sykes performed in 2016.
It's not normal that I know that I'm smarter than the president.
At a charity event in Boston, Sykes referred to the newly elected President Donald Trump as racist, sexist, and homophobic. She was met with boos from the audience and responded with even further hostility.
It was somewhere between a dark comedy and a comedy of errors when gay comedian Wanda Sykes criticized Donald Trump at the TD Garden Saturday night and then cursed out the crowd under a roar of boos.
Sykes cursed the audience before giving them the finger and cutting her set short. While she hasn't commented on the incident, Dennis Leary, who headlined the show, offered his support. When it comes to politics, comedians can get very serious very fast.
What's your opinion about President Trump?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Well,
Number 7. Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy provided countless laughs on The Chappelle Show.
After it was all over, he took us in the house and served us pancakes.
However, his performance at a college in 2010 wasn't terribly amusing. While performing stand-up at Grambling State University's homecoming show, the late comedian found the crowd turning on him and lambasting his skills. Though Murphy did his best to assert his funniness, the boos were just too much.
You know, he would step across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
So he asked for his check. Once he received it, he showed it to the crowd and told them they could have it back. Then he dropped the check and the microphone before telling the crowd, F you. Now, that's a mic drop.
Right now, there are more egos running amok on the planet than ever before.
Number 6. Kathy Griffin. Comedians don't have to know everything about every place they perform, but some information is common knowledge.
So I did an overseas tour. I did 15 countries in 23 cities.
When Kathy Griffin performed in Dublin in 2017, she referred to being in the United Kingdom. This wasn't an attempt to fire up the crowd. Griffin seemed to have genuinely thought Ireland was part of the UK. The booing soon commenced. It was reportedly so overwhelming that Griffin had trouble continuing her set and fainted. Even before this faux pas, Griffin had been on stage for over 2 hours. We hope she got some good rest after this.
I grew up in what's called a loving Irish Catholic alcoholic family. And
Nice.
Come on, let me hear from you.
Number 5. J.B. Smoove. J.B. Smoove was rather hard on his audience when he performed in Atlanta in 2018. On tour with Martin Lawrence, Smoove had trouble winning the crowd over. He blamed his difficulties on having a different style than what the audience expected.
Things appeared to have been going fine until J.B. took to the stage to help close the night.
He also reportedly begged them to laugh at his jokes and began mercilessly insulting the city. Unsurprisingly, this didn't make him any more popular with the audience. Smoove might be a longtime star of Curb Your Enthusiasm, but he certainly wasn't feeling much enthusiasm for Atlanta that night.
Turn that shit around on him. Turn it around on him. Topsy-turvy, that mother. Yeah.
Number 4. Cat Williams. Cat Williams is known for being unpredictable, but this incident is particularly notorious. While performing in Phoenix in 2011, Williams began feuding with a heckler. He lambasted the heckler and Mexico in a xenophobic rant which included multiple chants of USA.
If a person starts their heckling with F America, then that gives me the right to defend my country.
An apology was issued by Williams' publicist, but the comedian soon clarified that he meant what he said and that he wasn't sorry about it.
I don't think I need to apologize for being pro-American.
It wouldn't be the last time Williams had conflict with a crowd member either. Sometimes it's just best to ignore the hecklers and move on.
This guy being ridiculously wrong does not make the other guy more right.
Number 3. Bill Burr. Veteran comics know how to roast the city they're performing in, but what Bill Burr said about Philadelphia was absolutely scorching.
I was there in Philly in Camden at the Tweeter Center, it was called.
On tour with beloved comedians like Bob Saget and Patrice O'Neill, Burr tore into the audience for heckling a previous performer. For 12 minutes, he found every possible insult he could for the city and its inhabitants.
And he just started to pummel them back and said the worst things you can say, every inappropriate thing you could possibly say, talking about their cheesesteaks and the Sixers.
Amazingly, as his rant continues, the audience goes from booing Burr to cheering him. Burr has since expressed some regret for the incident, saying he wasn't a professional. Philly might be the city of brotherly love, but Burr wasn't feeling it that night.
There you go, there's a hot take.
Number 2. Tracy Morgan. On 30 Rock, Tracy Morgan's alter ego, Tracy Jordan, had a tendency to speak without thinking, with hilarious results.
Well, I yelled Baba Booey at Walter Cronkite's funeral, so I actually have no idea of what's rude or not.
But there wasn't anything funny about Morgan's infamous 2011 tirade. Performing in Nashville, Morgan went on a violent anti-gay rant. Morgan's remarks were condemned by many, including Tina Fey. Morgan apologized for his remarks, and the scandal was later referenced on 30 Rock.
I'm tired of apologizing all the time for just being myself. Remember when I offended stubborn people? That took forever to sort out.
Morgan later came under fire for making multiple ableist comments during another show. If Morgan wanted to be offensive, mission accomplished. If he wanted to be funny, not so much. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Michael Richards. Michael Richards made us laugh non-stop as Kramer on Seinfeld.
I'm out.
But his reputation took a serious hit in 2006 when he performed at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. After getting into an altercation with some audience members, Richards went on a shocking racist rant, which was captured through grainy cell phone footage. TMZ got a hold of the video, which soon went viral. Backlash was imminent, and Richards went on David Letterman to apologize, which was rather awkward.
I was at a comedy club trying to do my act, and I got heckled, and I took it badly and went into a rage.
Richards later referenced the incident on Curb Your Enthusiasm and addressed it on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Unsurprisingly, this experience led to Richards retiring from stand-up.
I busted up after that event 7 years ago. It broke me down. It was a selfish response. I took it too personally, and I should have just said, yeah, you're absolutely right, I'm not funny.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.